Welcome back to Across the Glass Sea. As always, I am your Dungeon Master, Nathaniel Miller, and I'm joined in studio by...
Ben Gilbreth, also known as Temerian Tam Narsale, Wood Elf Cleric.
And I'm also joined by...
Michael Mazul, playing Lichen Ethalamule, a tiefling barb warlock.
We've made it back into the studio, and before we get going with our session, first, let's have a recap. Last time, in Tyroa, our heroes were waiting aboard the ship, the Coral Prince, on a mission of peace. Tam, as a member of the bodyguard of the ambassador of the King of the Wood. Lichen, as a member of the crew of the Coral Prince. You were waiting there when 3 ships of the Admiralty's Silver Fleet, crewed by necromancers and the undead, attacked. Tam and Lichen engaged in battle, along with the rest of their crew, when a storm whipped up out of nowhere, sinking the ship and flinging Tam and Lichen across the ocean. They find themselves on the shores of Mysterious Island, with their companions Sel, the ranger, and Bergen, the chef. Who knows what awaits them on the shores of this strange place, or what else might lurk across the Glass Sea.
I've got a lot of questions, so is it day 2, day 1? What's going on here?
Oh, great questions. So you guys...
They're dead. They're all dead.
This is terrible.
After the somewhat upsetting events of the past 24 hours, this is, as far as you can tell, this is the following morning. You wake up to feel a warm sun on your backs. You come to your senses, and you feel sand between your fingers, between your toes, the lapping of waves at your feet. And as you come to your senses, you realize that you are on a beach. About 50 feet from the waves to the sort of edge of the sand. You see beyond it massive ferns, palm trees, what looks to be a humid, steaming jungle. You guys have happened to wash up on shore only about 30 feet from one another. You see the breathing but unconscious forms of Sel and Bergen as well. It's mid-morning. As you come to your senses, make a perception check with disadvantage.
I rolled a nat 20.
Disadvantage. You blink salt water from your eyes and sand from your eyes, and so it's
And then
hard.
a 5.
I got a 10.
I think I have a 10 total. Yep. 10 total. After a wasted first roll of the night, nat 20, for nothing.
With a 10, you guys see... I'm sorry, Ben. A nat 20 is a sad thing to
No,
waste.
don't be sorry. Come on, man.
A nat...
It's fine. He'll
With
get
a
another
10, you guys see about 100 feet down the beach, you see half of a ship, or rather the wreckage of half of a ship washed up on shore. Between here and there, you see detritus and flotsam, other wreckage, perhaps. The movement of wildlife, some sort of creatures in the jungle beyond. You have the things that were on your person. You do not have rations or like a pack or anything like that. You just have your weapons and the clothes that were on your back when the ship went under.
Tam and Lichen are awake. The other 2 are not at the moment.
They're stirring. You all seem to be in one piece.
Oh, thank Archimon for that. Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
All right, so...
Borgen, you breathing? You okay?
Oh, yes, mate. Oh. He turns over and you see he's got like a knob on his head. Looks like he maybe bumped his head on some of the debris while he was coming ashore. He sort of sits up and dusts himself off a little bit. And he seems fine. He seems bruised and battered, but he's all right.
You clearly know your way around the frying pan there.
Yes, I'm afraid that all of my pots and pans are at the bottom of the ocean now. And he looks very sad about that. Like he looks down and he's crestfallen.
Sel, you all right? Wake up. Come on, time to get up.
She snorts a little bit and immediately is kind of alert. What? Who's that? What's going on? Where's the enemy?
I'm patting her on
Tam,
the back.
What happened?
There's no enemy. Unless you want to go fight the ocean, it's over there. We're here, and we've got things to do. Do you want to be in charge, or do you want me to do it? It's got to be done.
Well, I'm happy to take charge if that's what you want.
All right, go right ahead. That's fine. What do you want me to do?
Well, I suppose we should start by establishing a perimeter and gathering some sticks or finding fresh water or something like that. Oh, by the gods, I'm thirsty.
No worries about that. Here, scoop some out on my shield. And I'll give her my shield. She can go scoop some out of the... Oh, no, I don't even need... I can just create it.
Scoop some from where? Scoop water from where?
Out of the ocean. I thought I had purify food and drink.
Oh.
Instead I have create water. So
You haven't told us if the sea is salty yet. I'm just saying, this is a fantasy world. It could be fresh. We don't know.
this ocean tastes like pickles.
The sea is salt water, indeed, of this fantasy world. But that is good. Yes, Cell goes to...
Hey, Tam, real quick. Do you guys want to go check the debris that's washed upshore down there?
Ah, yes,
There might actually be some supplies.
Probably a good idea.
This is my third time being shipwrecked, so...
Tam is...
Well, maybe you should take the lead, because you've clearly had experience with this.
Tam is a little sad that he did not get relief by her being sent off to do an errand, but he immediately says, all right, I forgot I can actually make water at any time. Let's go. Off after you, Lichen.
Bergen says, yes, mate, Lycan's the right one to follow. He's been shipwrecked 3 times. I've only been shipwrecked once.
Plus this one, or counting this one.
Plus, this makes it 2, I suppose.
Okay, because, 1 at this point is not a brag, because me too.
Yeah, Tam, I like it.
You guys head off towards the shipwreck. You poke around stuff on the way. Roll some investigation checks for me. See what you can find.
Alright, that is...
Nat 20 plus 5.
And here I was with a 19 thinking I was something.
Wow, those are both amazing rolls.
Oh, crap. No, you said investigation?
Yeah.
Just a nat 20.
It's still
That's intelligence. I was looking at intimidation charisma. I was like, oh.
Where are you, you stupid supplies?
But it is a nat 20 with no minuses.
Right, because your last nat 20 had a take
I got
away
19.
from it, right?
You guys find a lot of stuff as you sort of troll along the wreckage. You're able to find several quiverfuls of arrows that have washed up on shore. You're able to find any set of artisan's tools that you would like. So I don't know if you have any particular preference of like cook's tools, mason's tools, blacksmith's tools, anything.
Couldn't care less.
I'd ask for cook tools specifically for Bergen.
Yeah, you guys actually find a single travel-sized cauldron that is washed up. And when Bergen sees it, he lets out a sob. His hand goes to his mouth. It's me pot. It's me cauldron. And he runs over and he holds it like a mother holding a newborn baby. And you guys keep walking along the beach. You find some weapons. You find some just waterlogged rags. And then you get to the ship. And you notice that this is part of the front half of the Coral Prince. So it seems that the Coral Prince was torn clear in half. And part of it was flung ashore here somehow. And as you search the wreckage, you're able to find a total of probably 20 days worth of rations. So it's 5 days worth of rations for each of you.
While we're collecting all this stuff, I'll turn to Cell, and I'm assuming Tam's maybe close by. They seem to be gunning for your higher up. Is there anything you didn't tell the rest of the crew when we took you on? Is there a reason that we got shipwrecked?
When he asks that with Tam, having his necklace, the message,
The medallion.
can I watch her either insight or perception just to kind of see? Because I'm not going to say a word unless she starts or I see that she's maybe going to start talking.
Yeah. Cell looks at you kind of quizzically, kind of confused, and she says, well, I know the captain was fully appraised of the dangers. Whether he shared that with you all as a crew, that was his business. But I was in the room when the ambassador and the captain discussed the possible dangers of them taking on this contract. You see, the ambassador was to meet an admiral in the Admiralty on a mission of peace, trying to come to some sort of peace treaty or at least like a non-aggression pact. And it seems that there are other forces within the Admiralty that did not want that to happen.
I got a 23. either perception or insight because they're both the same.
Yeah. We'll say it's insight. She seems very genuine.
Okay.
She seems to be honest. She seems a little confused why he would ask that, because in her mind, transporting an ambassador like this, there's always some inherent risk. And I think you were picking up that she would have assumed that the captain would have made that very clear to everyone on the crew.
Yeah, Tam is definitely not arms crossed, frowning, but I'm definitely nodding at Lichen and Bergen. Just she's on the level.
If I pick up on that as well, kind of that vibe from her, I think I'd follow it with just, obviously you guys are higher ups, your business is your own, but we were attacked by a skeleton ship, and there was something in that wave that took us out.
Yes,
that's not super normal,
yes,
even for a high risk.
At what point are we ranking things on the weirdness scale of skeleton crew? You say there was a person in the wave? There was a giant crab claw at some point?
I don't know where that came from.
Okay, I mean, sure, why not? Because
that might need to be a deception check.
Hey, sure, Rich.
I'm gonna believe him. So my passive insight's pretty good.
What's the number?
It's 15.
All right, gotta be a 15.
18.
Ooh.
All right.
I get a +5. I maxed out.
I wanted it to be wrong, just for the fun of it.
I feel like even if you did pick up, you would basically just pick up. He answered that really fast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if there was something in the way I saw something. I thought it was a monster at first. As it got closer, it looked humanoid in shape. Again, all of these things, I have heard of them before, being on the sea as long as I have been, but actually seeing it is a little different, which is why it's the only reason I'm asking. Because like I said, you guys obviously came with the risk. That's fine. But this is something was coming for a reason, and your dude who could turn into a bear seemed to be what they were gunning for.
I think you're right. I went over to try to help, and that thing that killed him, or he killed it, I'm convinced it would have made quite short work of me. And the ambassador waved me off, and I'm thankful for that. And he's given Sel and I a mission to carry out, and I think we're dead set on doing it. We're going to help you too, of course. You've helped us, but we've got to get off this island and figure out where we're going. By the way, do you know where we are?
Do I know where we are?
Roll a survival check.
Did it hide from you? What are you doing?
I'm checking to see if it's cocked, man.
Oh my gosh.
We want that to be cocked, but I don't think it is. Oh my gosh. 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't
okay
know.
then.
You are not really the type of crew who goes and looks at the maps and the charts, usually.
Mm-hmm.
You have a general idea of the layout of the Glass Sea, or at least this sector of the Glass Sea, and you know that there is no islands within a distance of the Giant's Throne, the rocks that you were waiting for the rendezvous at. There's no islands within a sailing distance of that place, such that y'all should have been able to make it to an island like this in time.
Do I know what maybe chain of islands would be the closest, if anything?
There's a lot of island chains in the Glass Sea. There's several sort of sizable ones. You're not sure how big this island is or if it would fit in with any of those at the moment.
I have no idea where we are. Based on where we got shipwrecked from, honestly, I can't believe this many of us made it to land.
There's no evidence of other people around the ship at the moment. I mean, I know
we've not really yet looked.
I'm gonna turn my attention. I'm assuming through all this conversation we've gathered the supplies or found what could be.
Bergen has started gathering some wood and he's making a little cooking fire and
I'll turn my attention to like
stew.
The jungle, I guess, and try to see like.
Give me perception checks again.
Yeah, just is there anything to indicate?
While he's rolling, is there any way to get high ground on the prow of the boat or anywhere nearby?
Yeah, you can climb up on you could probably get about 10 feet up off the ground on the prow of the boat. It's kind of beached up on the shore, propped against this enormous boulder. And there's jagged holes throughout the front of the hull And of course, it's just sheared in half on the back side of it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I got a 15.
Okay.
That's a 2 on the dice plus 5, so a 7.
Since you actually climbed up, I'll give you advantage.
Yay! That's an 18 on the dice, so 23.
You guys both see footprints heading down the beach, and it looks like they veer off into the jungle, originating from this spot. You also both see, with a 15 and a 23, you both see further down the beach, probably about quarter mile to a half mile, you see part of another ship. It's made of different wood. You can almost make out a piece of black sail. And with you, Ben, your very high roll, you see two more things. You see in the far distance a hill or a small mountain rising up, and you can almost make out some sort of stone structure on the top of it.
So it's more to the inlet, more inland?
Kind of in the center of this island. You also see dark shapes moving in the jungle. They look almost like they're moving towards you guys.
I immediately sound the alarm on the shapes moving this way. Bogey's incoming, 6 o'clock. No.
You hear a
10-4, 10-4.
And all of a sudden, 4 bipedal, scaly, lizard-looking creatures with wicked claws break cover and start sprinting towards you guys. I'm gonna roll initiative.
Heads up! Initiative.
Just to clarify, we haven't had a long rest
No,
or short
we have
rest or
not.
anything.
Oh no, that is very bad. I got a dirty 20.
Could we have taken a short rest potentially?
I don't think you did.
Oh no, I've got 12.
17.
12 initiative.
No, dirty 20 initiative.
Okay,
12
12
on
HP.
the hit points.
All right.
I got 13.
Okay, cool. Let me roll for the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, lizard people.
I got 17 on initiative. I have 13 HP.
Okay. They rolled pretty bad.
Yay!
Now let me roll for Bergen and...
Bergen, are you ready to kill some lizards? You seem to be the enforcer.
More like cook him, am I right, Bergen?
Yes, I think that these look like some sort of raptor or Deinonychus or something like that. I think they would go very good in a stew. Their flesh is fairly gamey and tough, but if we put it in a stew, it would be delicious. How do you know that? Oh, you know, I know about food. It's okay.
We can talk about that later.
Remind me what y'all rolled for initiative.
Dirty 20 for Tam.
17 for Lichen.
Nice. It looks like one is going for each of you guys.
Okay.
You guys all are going to be going. Tam, you're going to be first, and then Lichen, you're up, and then
I would like to have stayed up in the
that's fine.
sniper's nest, as it is now called. So is one still coming at me, or is one...
No, 2 will be going for Lichen.
Are you on top of a hill?
I'm up on the bit of the wreckage on the ship. So yeah, I will definitely shoot at one of the ones coming at Bergen.
Okay, cool.
The ones coming at Bergen, I guess. All right, longbow. That's a nat 20, baby.
Oh!
It's a
Told you
nat
you get another
20.
one.
Yeah.
You draw and loose, and you plant an arrow right in this thing's shoulder. Roll damage for it.
So that's 10 plus 6. Okay, that's better damage. So 16 piercing.
This thing is immediately very hurt. Like
Yes.
Almost dead.
Still no kills.
It's not quite dead. Now it is Lichen's turn.
I want to kind of meet them. Have they acted yet? Okay, so I want to run out and actually meet them with my glaive, and I have a 10-foot reach. I'll actually stop, 10 foot away from the closest one coming up. Bonus action, rage or focus, and then I'll swing and attack.
You grip your battle axe and swing at one of these. Are you swinging at the one that's been hit or a different one?
Whichever one I come up on first.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure that they come at me first.
Okay. Probably an unhit one.
Okay. 10 to hit.
That is not hit, unfortunately. Cool. It's able to sort of duck under and dodge out of the way.
So are these lizard people
These
or
are
just straight up
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs? Okay, good.
These are predatory, unintelligent. They look like velociraptors.
Okay, cool. I was imagining, yeah, kobolds. Like, oh, they might talk after I shot one in the face.
Now that you actually said dinosaur, I can only think of Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that you guys have probably seen dinosaurs before. They're not super common in Arasha, but you've sailed enough that you've definitely seen dinosaurs. You've at least heard of them.
Okay.
You've lived a long time. You've definitely seen them.
Gotcha.
You're telling us there are dinosaurs in this world?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the first time you've mentioned this.
Yeah. There's flying sky whales and dinosaurs in
And
this
dinosaurs.
So excited.
world. Cloud elves, sun dwarves, you name it, pal.
Sun dwarves.
Yeah.
What? We gotta get out this island stat.
Yeah, you gotta find some stuff. All right, it is Bergen's turn, and he is going to cast a spell. What spell is he?
No, just stab it, mate.
Oh,
That's
all
what
right.
we're really good at. I
Okay.
set him up, you knock him down.
Oh, very well. And he lifts his. He has a meat cleaver that he has brought with him through the waves, and he is going to swing at the wounded one. And he rolls a 2 on the dice. That is going to miss. Unfortunately, now it is the dinosaur's turn.
Oh no.
So one of them's going to run up on him, and he's going to make an attack. 2 attacks with his claws. His claws. Those are both going to miss. A 6 and a 2 on the dice. One is going to go at you. He's going to make his 2 attacks. One of those is not going to hit. The other one is going to hit. That is going to be a 21 to hit. I assume that hits you.
Yeah, just barely.
All right, that is going to be 6 piercing damage.
Half because I'm raging, right?
Half because you're raging. Yes, absolutely. And then another 2 more are going to go after Cell. She doesn't spell damage. Taking 2. Oh, that one crits. Those are both going to hit. 8 plus 7, that's 15. Another 8, that's 22 damage. Cell is looking very rough. And then the other one is going to hit 1 time. Another 5 damage. So Cell is very hurt. And it's her turn. She was pulling out a longbow, but she pulls out 2 dual short swords, and she's going to make 2 attacks on the Velociraptor with her. That's going to be a hit for her on the first hit, which is 6 on the short sword. That's going to be 7 damage. And then with her second attack, that's also going to hit. So 6, that is further 4 damage. It's 11 damage to a dinosaur who is looking very rough. All right, with that top of the order, it is Tam's turn.
So there are 2 that are looking kind of rough now.
Yes.
What's the range on them?
From you or from each other?
From me.
They're probably about 20 feet from you.
Okay, definitely. I
20, 30
will.
feet.
One of them is definitely closer to Cell.
Yes.
We're gonna cast Toll the Dead
Okay.
on that one. He has to make a Wisdom saving throw. DC only 13 though.
Okay. Well, he doesn't have a very good wisdom, so he fails.
Yeah. And he's been hurt, so he takes a D12.
All right.
That's a 3.
All right. Still hurts him. He is looking very rough. With that, it is Bergen's turn. He is...
I'm gonna climb down now
You're
at
gonna
this
climb down.
point. Yeah.
Okay.
Present another target. Stow my bow.
Bergen is going to cast Sleep on these things. So he pulls out some dried jerky and bites into it and says, well, that tastes really good. And he decides to cast Sleep. He's a bardic chef, so he casts spells through his food. And that's going to be 10... That's going to be 25 hit points worth of enemies that fall asleep. Both of the injured dinosaurs immediately fall asleep. One is lifting its claws to strike at Bergen, and he casts Sleep, and it topples over and is softly snoring. But that leaves 2. Lichen, it's your turn.
I'll move to whichever one's closest, try to interpose myself between it and whoever else is in our party right now.
Yeah.
Take another swing. 10 again.
Man, I'm sorry that does not hit.
Yeah, I know.
2 of the dinosaurs are just asleep at this point. One of these dinosaurs is going to go for Lichen, and the other one is going to go for Cell. First off, that is against Lichen. That's going to be a miss. And
Good.
another miss against Cell.
Okay,
so they
good.
both miss. Oh wait, no, they hit twice. I'm sorry. So both of those against Lichen were misses. 2 against Cell. Also both misses.
Okay, good.
I just rolled 3 6s from those 4 rolls. 3 6s and a 7.
Okay.
So these dinosaurs are not doing a great job. They're not as scary as I thought they might be. Now it's Cell's turn. She's going to ignore this. Let sleeping dinosaurs lie. And she's going to take her 2 swipes against another one. Okay, so miss. That will hit, though.
There we go.
She plunges her short sword into the flank of the dinosaurs and does a good 6 damage to it. Top of the order, Tam, you're up.
All right, I'm going to run up and swipe at one with my katana. That's a 4 on the dice, so that's going to miss. I am going to use my... Hang on. How many of those do I have? So we have not rested. I will just... Never mind. That is all.
All right, Bergen is going to give Lichen a die of Bardic Inspiration. I found one of these fish dumplings in my pocket. Here you go. And he tosses it to you. And
Tam tries to grab it. Very like, no!
And then he takes his meat cleaver and swings at the one that Cell just hit. And that's going to hit, so that'll be another
PCs are carrying us. They're
7
carrying us.
damage. Lichen, you're up. And you have a die of Bardic Inspiration.
I'm going to attack.
Attack.
Come on. Will 13 hit?
That is their AC.
Yes! Yes! Vindication!
D10. Oh, and I get to add because I'm raging.
Yes. Yes.
12.
How do you kill this dinosaur?
Yes!
Lichen is just really angry that he hasn't hit anything. I got shipwrecked without hitting anything. I got bitten by a dinosaur without hitting anything. And I'm in my rage, so I think it's just an unapologetic upward swipe with the polearm, like through its chest.
It like sort of growls at you in this sort of reptilian throaty growl.
I want to see an apologetic attack next.
An apologetic attack?
You said this one was unapologetic. I want to see an apologetic.
Oh, well, that's like sorrow when you're like putting something, you know,
sorry.
like, oh, I gotta do this.
So that's
So
one.
the sleepy ones, that's what we're going to get in just a minute.
There's no sport in that.
Ugh.
It's 1 dinosaur down, and it's their turn. So the sleeping ones, they don't get a save if they're made of sleep. They just stay asleep until you damage them.
Everybody be quiet.
And then it's going to take its attacks on Lichen, because it just killed one of his mates. That's going to be a hit on one of the attacks. So that's 8 damage. That is going to be 7 plus 2. That's 9 slashing damage. Halved to
4.
4. We round down at this table. We round
In this
down.
house.
In this house. And with that, it will be Cell's turn. She is going to run over and take 2 swipes. Short swords. It's going to be a miss and a hit. So it's going to be like 4 damage. Now they've all been hit. They've all taken some damage at this point. Top of the order is Tam.
All right, I'm going to run up and swing at the last one. 18 on the die. I've rolled like 6
That
18s
hits.
tonight. So that will hit. That is a D. There we go. 10 piercing. Rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8. All right. So it's 10 total. you
10
said?
piercing, yep.
He's still up, but he's looking hurt.
I can't kill anything to
This
save my
Bergen's
life.
turn. He is going to give
Team effort, man. Team effort.
Tam. He's going to give you a die of Bardic Inspiration. He's going to heft his cleaver and attack this conscious guy. Hits.
Just please finish it.
He does not finish it, unfortunately.
Cool.
The dinosaur's looking very rough, though.
You can't cook it if it's still alive, mate. I'm gonna put my foot down.
Yeah, of course. So, what do you he looks a little hurt. He's like,
I'm just saying.
What do you
That's
take me for?
we're setting the ground rules now. We're shipwrecked. We don't know what weird kind of stuff's gonna happen. You can't cook it if it's alive.
I'm a little insulted with my professional ethic as a chef, but I will let that slide for now. And it is Lichen's turn.
There's only one up still.
One conscious one. There are 2 sleeping dinosaurs.
I'll move over to that one and take a swing. 22.
That's a hit.
There it is.
Still gonna add the +2 for raging. It's a 9 again. 13 damage.
You cut this dinosaur down. Just sort of take his feet out from under him and finish him with a quick blow to the skull. You guys finish off the other 2 dinosaurs really quickly, and we're out of initiative.
Well, that was I'm gonna say unpleasant. Yes, we agree. Unpleasant. We don't like dinosaurs coming out of the woods.
Well, yeah, anytime you're almost in danger of death or dismemberment, it's unpleasant. Bergen says that as he's harvesting the meat from these.
I mean, it's kind of nice while you're in it, kind of makes you feel alive a little bit.
Tim narrows his eyes at Lichen and just says, okay.
You know what I mean?
Listen,
you're a little more focused.
I've been doing
you're
this
a
a long time. I get where you're coming from. I'm not going to be the wise old jerk that always tells you things are crap when you get older, but that's going to wear off. It's going to get old. But well done. You killed one. I still haven't killed anything since you've met me.
Don't do that to yourself. You were taking shots and it's a team effort, right? Kind of like the crew of a ship. It's we all help each other to get the job done.
Oh yeah,
yes,
it's
Tam,
fine.
you did a great job.
Yeah, which reminds me, is anybody hurt? Anybody need
Cell's like, yes.
I'm not feeling too great either. And you see all these bite marks and like giant splinters on my backside that I can't reach from the wood. And just definitely felt better. And now that we're not fighting, kind of feeling everything a lot more right now.
Well, I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna go with ladies first. I've only got one. I can only do this one more time. Is the reason.
Completely fine. I'm just surprised to hear you say that.
You see Cell is like holding her side, and there's, she's clearly badly hurt.
I will cast Cure Wounds.
I would appreciate that.
5. She gets 8 hit points back.
Cool. All right. That is definitely helpful for her. She's not completely back, so she says, maybe it would be good if we just set up camp here and kind of just tried to rest and recover a little bit.
Sounds good. Do we want to maybe do it inside the ship? Is it more defensible? There's
a lot of hole. There's a lot of holes in the ship. You could do that. You could kind of set camp up, sort of half in, half out of the ship. Be ready to kind of clamber up on the deck to fend off any marauding creatures.
As we're kind of resetting everything, I'll clue everybody into what I saw as far as the footprints and the other ship far off in the distance.
While we're setting everything up, I'll cast Thaumaturgy to help Morgan restart his fire real quick.
Cool. Very quickly, he has a fire going, a thing to hang his cauldron from over this cooking fire. He's got some water in there. He's quickly butchered the dinosaurs and put some choice cuts of meat in there. He's currently looking through the stores on the ship for any spices. Do you have any saffron or perhaps some chives?
Well, I've got salt, mate.
Well, that would be very good, actually.
You can have it.
All right. That sounds great.
Out of one of Tam's pouches comes a little bit of salt.
He gets some salt and sprinkles it over the stew and starts tending to it. He says, if the two of you would like to go and sort of scout around, that would be fine, and I could watch over Cell here and we'll hold down the fort.
Sounds good to me.
Or if you guys want to take a rest here, that's fine too.
Maybe we can we take like a short rest as
Yeah,
we
that's fine.
chillax?
Sweet.
That will help. I didn't get hit, but I don't feel very good.
Yeah, you guys are able to take as much of a short rest as you want. You guys lounge by the fire, and as you rest and look around, you realize and begin to appreciate that this is a beautiful place. Despite the danger of predators, the danger of these dinosaurs, and maybe other things that are lurking in the jungle, it's beautiful. The sands are white and soft. The water's clear. It is warm. There's a pleasant breeze. If you were not in your present circumstances, you would think this would be a nice place to spend time at leisure.
Is there anything worth mending around me? Because I have mending, but I feel like...
There's some planks that you could bend to be slightly longer planks. There's some cloths. There's some like sacks and barrels that you could mend if you wanted to like store some stuff in it. But in terms of like the ship is too far
totally toast, I
Yeah.
would imagine.
The
Okay.
ship's toast.
Yeah, I think Tam would definitely try to mend things to make the camp a little more defensible.
Cool.
So probably some of
Make
the
a little barricade or something.
barricades. Yeah, some of
that
the
makes sense.
bigger boards. Try to shore them up a bit.
That makes a lot of sense. Cool.
And as we head, I'll turn to Bergen and say, "You keep an eye on her."
Yes, of course. I will keep an eye on her, and I'll feed her some stew, and she will be right as rain soon. And you guys come back too. The stew will be ready soon.
All right then. And I'll as we're leaving, I'll kind of clue Lichen into there's something up there inland, some kind of castle, a tower or something. Maybe we don't go there now, but I think that might be either that step one or we follow these footprints.
I don't think any of us are in too good of a shape to take another fight right now. I healed up a little bit, but I can't take as much abuse as I usually can right now. So I think that's a good idea.
So we going in, or we going after the footprints?
Let's go after these footprints real quick. At least try to figure out where they go or to get eyes on it, because clearly they're fresh enough to still be in the sand right now where we just washed up.
All right then.
Cool. Roll a nature or survival check for me as you guys follow these footprints down the beach.
That's a big old 5.
All right. You guys follow these footprints for a little while, and after about
You beat me. I got a 3.
Oh no!
Yeah.
after about 5 minutes, I saw his facial expression, which is why I started.
Yeah,
I was like, it's not
I
gonna
saw
be
the
anything.
laughter on your face, and then I was like, I haven't heard anything. It must have been bad.
Well, I was holding off because I wanted to look like, okay, what do I have for nature? What do I have for survival? Best ones +0. All right.
You guys walk down the beach a little bit following these footprints, and even as you walk, the wind is blowing, the waves, the tide's coming in, the waves are lapping at them. The trail, it starts to get a little hard to follow, and eventually the footsteps take a hard left and go into the jungle. And basically, as soon as they get off the beach and into the jungle, you guys lose the trail.
So are you very good at following tracks and things?
I'm sorry, I'm eating a fish cake from Borgen still. Not honestly, I'm not too great. Are you any good?
No. I'm just... Tam just kind of like, that was never my job. Sel, on the other hand, she's quite good, so she might be the one to tap for that.
No, I do better with people. I don't do so good in non-civilized areas besides just killing stuff.
Fair enough, fair enough. I myself am good at not killing stuff. Not as a joke, but, keeping things alive, helping them out. I'm a good soldier. Do as I'm told. Unless I think it's stupid, then I don't, and I get in trouble for it.
So I know you're not as high up as your two buddies, one of which that honestly might be dead for all we know. I'm sorry about that, by the way, but that kind of comes with the territory of being on the high seas a lot of the time. But do you think it's weird what's happening? Your friend Sel made it seem like, oh yeah, this is just like normal and stuff. Like I said, I've heard rumors of these things happening, but I've never seen it. Or are you just fall in line, I'm gonna follow whatever they say kind of guy, which is fine.
Mostly that, but also, do you remember me telling you that I was saved by a young lady who opened my eyes to the power and benefits of worshipping Lord Hachiman?
Yeah, hot man, yeah.
I'm gonna let that slide because we just fought a bunch of dinosaurs. Okay, anyway, she taught me basically all I know, and he kind of pats his pouch again where you had seen him put that book away. But at one point, she was promoted beyond where we were stationed, and she actually invited me to go with her. And you said, you're good with people? I hate being good with people. I can talk, that's fine. But you saw me around Sel when it was something other than business or what needed doing. I hate that stuff. It's pointless. Just tell me what to do and I'll go do it. Or I won't if I think it's stupid. I thankfully refused. And years passed and we spoke from time to time. She'd been at court, and I had no desire. But I got a letter, which we didn't really communicate all that much beyond the occasional greeting or check-in. But she sent me a letter, and she told me that I was needed on this particular mission. I didn't know what it was. I was helping a friend. And I meet the ambassador, meet Lady Cell, and away we go. And here we are. So, to your question is, did we know what was coming? I certainly didn't. But we're here now, and we're going to fix it. Right? So, by the way, as we're doing this, do you want to go check out the other ship, or do you want to go back to the mates?
No, I'm fine to go check out the other ship. Honestly, I'm starting to feel a lot better. Still, maybe you shouldn't get in a fight, but kind of wouldn't hate it either.
Maybe we be quiet now and start sneaking up on the bad guys. Are you very? I'm not very sneaky.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we're just assuming these are bad guys already. We don't. Maybe the bad guys shipwrecked here, and these people just killed them or something. Like, I don't know.
If anybody tries to kill me, they're a bad guy.
That's true. I'm not great at stealth, but I'm a little better than most.
Ditto.
All right, you guys creep across the sands in broad daylight towards this ship.
Could I actually go in the water instead?
Sure, yeah. Creeping along. How deep are you going?
I mean, deep enough to be able to submerge and swim.
Okay, cool.
And I'll...
What do you do? The boat's on the... Okay.
Yeah, but it's partially in the water. I'm a lot...
Is it in the water, or is it
better.
way up on the beach?
It's sort of...
Because we were way up on the beach. I mean, it's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
either way,
like
of
half
course.
in, just half in, half out.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
Similarly,
That's how I was picturing it.
Gotcha.
up on the shore in the same way that the wreckage of your ship is, but there are parts of it in the water.
Okay, I thought it was like way up on
Yeah.
the beach. It's like, oh, okay.
I'm a lot better in the water than I am in land.
As you get closer, you notice that this ship is more intact than yours. It's not intact, but it is more intact than yours. You see that the masts have been stripped off. I mean, almost imagine a tree limb if you strip off the other branches that are on it. The masts have been pulled off. There are gaping holes in the sides of the decks of this ship. The prow has been sliced off, and you don't know where it is. So there's a big hole in the front of the ship that you can walk into. Roll stealth checks for me as you guys creep closer to this ship.
That's a 12 for old Tam.
Nat 20 plus 1, baby.
All right. You guys think that you're being very stealthy. Lichen, especially, you cut through the water like a creature bred and born for it, scarcely leaving a ripple in your path. As you guys get closer, you start to see the remnants of skeletons strewn about. Not animated, just skeletons that have been dashed against the rocks. And against
Tam
the
kicks
shore
some
here.
bones.
Yeah, feel good about that. And as you get closer, you do see some movement in the ship. You see the way that these ships are constructed, each of them is like a cross between a ship of sail from like the 1700s and a galley. So there are rows of oars, and you see there are still some oars. Many of the oars there have been sheared off by the force of the waves or the impact on the rocks, but there are still some oars, and you see some of the oars sort of like twitching and moving, and that's all you see from the outside. If you want to try to get a closer look, you can try to roll a perception check or something for me.
Where is Lichen? Have you come back out of the water?
I'm staying underwater
Sure.
and trying to get
Get as
not
close-
getting
get close
crazy
up.
close, but just looking at it from the water side of things.
Yeah.
Because these are skeletons, so I think there's also a piece of I don't think they need to breathe. So are there any like down here?
Yeah, I mean, there are skeletons under the water. None of them are animated, it seems. Like they've been, whatever life force has been animating these particular ones has been drawn away from them. As you're coming up from the sort of the ocean side of things, you see a figure in a black robe lying half in the water, half out.
As I'm walking into the galley, I draw my sword and start banging it on my shield. Like, coming in, announce yourself.
You hear...
Friend or foe.
Why would you do?
You hear that.
You're not here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
You
like,
hear-
this Tam is
You hear a rattling
Mhm.
as probably like 20 or 30 skeletons
Oh no!
who are sitting at the oars look up, but wordlessly are just sort of beholding you. Their bones rattle a little bit. And you look closer, they're chained to these oars. They are chained to the oars. They are seemingly bound by some magic to just be oarsmen on this boat. And they kind of are just like looking at you wordlessly.
So I freeze as soon as I see that many bad guys, or things that were bad guys, and look around. Still don't see my friend, and just slowly back out of the oars. Carry on, not attacking people.
You see, they start to row again.
Can
Their oars just sort of paddling in the air.
Can I do?
I get out and I'm like, Lichen, where are you?
Can I do like a perception check or something on the black cloak one?
Yeah.
Like,
give me a perception check.
Is it moving? Is it dead? Like what?
Can I see him?
Okay.
Or is he on the other side of the boat? I am like.
He's on the other side of
like
the boat.
Anger, like teeth gritted.
Is it insight? Is that what we said? Or
Perception.
10.
You're not quite sure. He seems very still. Or she seems very still.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Lichen swims out to take a look. If
Cool.
it's dead, loot the body, I guess.
Sure, yeah, you turn this body over and there is the stump of an arrow protruding from his eye socket. A few crabs scuttle away. He's very much dead.
Okay. Nothing of note on this cloaked skeleton?
He has a wand that is clutched firmly in his hand. You're able to sort of pry it out of his hands. You find 10 silver pieces in a wallet, but other than that, you do not find anything. If he had a spell book, it is waterlogged and destroyed. If he had letters or anything else, those are also destroyed.
Alright, I'll make my way back up to the surface.
Tim comes around. What did you do? There's like 30 skeletons in there. Where did you go?
There are 30 skeletons? Do you beat them all?
No, they're chained to the oars for some stupid reason.
I mean, if they're chained to the oar, it's to make the boat go. You know that, right?
Yes, I understand that. Why they're chained there, I don't understand. That's the stupid part. Also, don't disappear like that.
I didn't I was looking from the water
We
side.
came together and you're gone.
Well, I didn't think you'd walk inside on 30 skeletons.
Well, I didn't know there were 30 skeletons. There was movement, and you announce yourself and you deal with what happens. Or you back away slowly and nothing happens.
I feel like something Tam might notice is Lichen was under the water for a really long time.
Would I have noticed that, or would I have just... I almost think like as soon as you went in the water, Tam was just like, all right, he's doing his thing. Tam is weirdly task-oriented. So the fact that you were doing your thing, he was like, all right, whatever.
So
no longer have backup.
You don't think that Tam would have noticed, and he might not have. If you're focused on creeping and sneaking in your way, you might have assumed, oh, he probably came up for air.
Yeah,
at
he went and
some
did his
point.
thing somewhere else. You're like,
Fair
well,
enough.
we'll report again.
Well, you guys have picked this place over a little bit. I mean, you haven't really searched the ship
I was going to say
itself,
that was definitely going to be next after we have. Is it a skeleton that he's standing over, or
No,
is
it
it
is a person, a human man who is clad in black robes. If you examine him, you see he looks to be an Asturian, probably someone from Asturia, but there's no really identifying heraldry or correspondence or anything like that.
So you've checked this guy already, right?
Yeah, the only thing he had on him, he had a little bit of money and this wand. I've never really used one of
Don't
these.
point that at me.
I was literally pointing it at the ocean. You are jumpy.
Okay. Do you know how old I am?
700, right?
Yes, there's a reason I've lived this long, and so don't let people point things at me that they don't know what they're doing with it.
I'm just saying, I literally wasn't pointing it.
Just don't then.
Like kind of fix. Well, here then. Do you know what it does?
I have no idea. Just don't point it at me.
Would Cell be able to tell us what it might do or anything?
I don't think so.
Is it even worth taking?
It's always worth taking, but just don't point it at anybody till you know what it is.
Well, you said there's 30 chained skeletons in there.
That's very true. Maybe let's check the rest of the boat first, and then we play with the bones.
Alright, that's fair.
Yeah, are there other parts of the ship that we can get to maybe without agitating the rowers?
Sure. I mean, they seem
staff.
very docile. They seem very non-confrontational, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And You guys have to walk through the galley to get to the other parts of the ship.
Jeez.
You walk through, these skeletons wordlessly follow you.
Tam does not like that.
But then as soon as you're past, they just sort of go back to their rowing. You guys get past, and there's where you would expect there to be crew's quarters. There's not really, because most of the crew is just skeletons.
Made of bones.
Yeah. You're able to... Yeah, roll an investigation check for me.
That's a 4.
It's a 5. For
We are so... See, we...
a 5 for Mikey Maz. You guys need to get some new dice. Do you want some of mine?
No, I've rolled like so many 18s.
Mine have
tonight.
actually been rolling pretty well, but
That's a good point.
whenever we're doing these,
But if one of us
insight
rolls
or
bad, we
perceptions
pull the
on-
other one down. That's what it is.
We both
we
must
are
not
ride or
have good-
die.
You find a cargo
Already.
hold. You find a cargo hold that you think might have some salvageable resources, but you're not quite sure. There's some barrels and other things down here. There was some cloth, but that's waterlogged and ruined and moldy.
I want to look for spices
Okay.
for Bergen.
Tam is definitely doing the good soldier, like trying to eyeball a desk. There are things of use oftentimes in a desk.
Cool. You guys go up the stairs to the upper decks of the ship. You find what looks to be another storage room. There is one room that's just like empty, and there's no furniture. It's kind of a vacant space, and you're not quite sure what this room on the ship is for. And then you go up a little bit farther, and there is one final room that looks to have been the quarters of the living crew. And it's sadly, this space has been the roof has been torn off. A lot of the furniture is missing or damaged, but you do find a desk sort of built into the side of the wall with a few drawers and things of that nature.
Definitely want to check the desk.
Cool. You open up the desk. Most of it is parchment that has been ruined by the water. There is a sealed case in the desk as well, like a document parchment case that is waterproof.
I'll grab it.
Cool. You gonna open it or?
Not really. I'll take it
Cool.
back to everybody.
You got the case.
Lycan's tossing everything else. I feel like Lycan doesn't care necessarily because he doesn't really know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like maybe they were gunning for them. Maybe this was a freak accident.
Sure.
They weren't after me, so I'm just gonna toss this place. And we are stranded currently. So what
Yep.
do we need for that?
Roll another investigation check.
14.
Cool. You find, as you're going over this desk, you find a false bottom in one of the drawers, and you find like a secret compartment. It is waterlogged, but you do find a little box with about 100 gold pieces in it, as well as you find a bronze signet ring.
What's the signet of?
It is an emblem of a...
Nathaniel loves giving me evil signet rings.
I do, man. didn't even
I
think
like
about
it. No, I love it.
You've got a type. What can we say?
Hey, man.
So the signet ring, you find the signet ring that has a stylized emblem of a tower with battlements and a skull mounted atop them.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Are there biker gangs in your world?
Probably.
Sky biker
Sky
gang.
dolphins.
Sky Dolphin gangs.
When I find this, would Lycan know what that?
You could roll a history check.
Okay.
Have you shown it to me?
Hell's
No.
cephalopods.
That is a whopping 9.
You do not know what it is. You do know that the Asturians love skull imagery.
I think Lycan would pocket the gold. Not necessarily hiding that or anything. He'd probably lie about how much he found. But then, just like looking at the signet ring, you see.
I guess my passive perception's 15. So at this point, I probably would have looked over and been like, "What's that then?"
I have no idea. Here, take a look. You might know more than I
Do
do.
I?
I just toss it to you.
Know anything about it?
Roll a history check
That's...
or an Arcana check.
Ooh, they're both 16.
Okay.
+1 across the board.
So you are not quite sure.
I think
sigil
Tam
this
would
is.
definitely be history for Tam.
Sure.
In
Okay.
this case.
Yeah. You are fairly certain that this is the signet ring of a Asturian noble house. And you know that most of the fleets in Asturia, in the Admiralty, are captained by, and many of the officers come from either a particular noble house or noble houses that are sworn in service to that.
Gotcha.
noble
So
house.
it's not surprising to find this.
You suspect it perhaps belonged to the captain or was given to the captain by the admiral of the Silver Fleet.
Gotcha. It's just some rich idiot's day pass. We'll keep it. It'll show who we fought. I don't recognize it exactly, but it's a signet that shows somebody had permission from somebody else to do something. And yes, I know how stupid that sounds, and that's exactly what we know at this moment. But it's worth keeping.
I mean, I've lied my way into places before. This might help us lie into something.
Yep.
Cool. You guys pocket it.
These people, do you think these people are on this island? Wherever we are?
I don't know. I mean, the Rowan Bones are down there. There weren't that many. Well, okay, yeah. So after all this mess, we can go back to the fight that happened. Saw soldiers, mostly skeletons. There was that human body down there. That's somebody with flesh on it. That's new. There was the creepy knight thing that the ambassador took into the ocean with him. Don't know where that is. Don't know where he is. I've got nothing. I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, let's go. Actually, hang on now. Let me. We're in the living quarters right now, so maybe they got some food or some spices that Bergen could make use of. Is there anything in here?
Yeah. With you rolled a 16 investigation check. We'll just use that. You do find a little kitchenette that has mostly been ruined.
Don't open the mini bar. Oh, now we've got to pay for it.
You find a half-filled bottle of some sort of beverage, as well as a few little pouches, most of which are waterlogged and ruined, but you do find a pouch of some sort of herbs that looks like it might be some kind of a spice.
Yeah, I'll take everything that seems viable. I mean, the little guy, he makes such good food, and he's trying so hard. I mean, you saw him crying when he found that pot.
It was a bit weird, honestly.
It was, but he loves it, so...
Okay, at least we agree. That's a good sign. We can be...
We just need to keep moral high, because it's easy to get discouraged after something like this. Like I said, it's my third time, so it's just water off the back at this point.
Well, that's good. And you agree that we don't eat things until they're dead, right? I mean, he got all high and mighty about it, but...
I heard you say that. So you've never eaten anything living? You ever have conches or,
No.
octopus? You ain't
No.
nothing living.
Why would
ever.
anybody want to do that?
So do you ever try anything new?
I've tried most things, and a lot of them are stupid.
You sound like a friend of mine. I'm gonna try stuff that's living. Some of it's pretty good, but you don't have to.
But in general, we're not going to eat something that's alive.
Well, yeah, not in general, but maybe.
Okay,
like,
that's all I'm not.
Once,
we don't have
once
to get,
every other month or something, it might
okay,
happen.
That's fine. I'm just saying we're shipwrecked. We're not going to start gnawing on living things.
We're not cannibals,
Well,
Tam.
okay,
Like,
that's good. We're on the same page. That's all I wanted to get out.
all right, let's go shoot this wand at some skeleton
Okay,
slaves.
yeah. You want to do it? Or you want me to do it?
I'll do it. I don't mind. We'll make our way back, and then when we get to the end of them...
Tam is still, like, weirdly, like, head on a swivel.
Before you do this, make an Arcana check.
Both of us or just him?
Whichever one of you is holding the wand.
I'll hold it, or... Did you give it to me, or do you still have it at this point?
Both of you give me an Arcana
Okay.
check.
I feel like I'm about to, like...
Oh, that's a dirty 20. Please tell me it was a 1. Yes!
That one.
Lichen, you feel very confident that something amazing is about to happen. Something mystical and incredible. Maybe you're going to cast a spell that's going to repair this ship and you can use it to sail away. Tam, you know that some wands are just spell focuses? That people just use to cast spells?
I let him have it. Go for it, yeah. Try to point them at the skeletons, mate. You'll be a... Have you seen a fireball?
I rolled natural 1. I'm going.
You see some fizzy sparks shoot out the end of it, and that's it.
Well, you're not doing it right. Try again. Have another go.
I don't think it does anything.
Not with an attitude like that. It doesn't.
All right. Maybe I need more flair. I'll
Try
do it.
both hands.
I'll
Both
do it
hands.
again.
Both hands.
A little bit more sparks come out this time, but that's about it. And you start to remember, some wands are just spell focuses for people.
I don't think this is worth anything. I thought for a split second I'd be able to control 30 skeletons. I got excited, but
Be honest, I was hoping for a fireball, but yeah, looks like nothing. We'll take it back. Maybe worth something.
yeah, I guess there's a town here. I don't know. Maybe we could sell it or who
Trick
knows?
somebody with it.
You never know.
We don't know. I mean, there's what? 2 sets of footprints? How many sets of footprints were they?
It's a good question.
Ah.
I don't believe that you rolled high enough to figure out.
Just
I think
footprints in general.
I think before we head back, I think I'm gonna mercy kill these 30 skeleton.
They're already dead.
But-
Mercy re-kill them?
Sure, mercy re-kill
Let them
then.
be.
No, are you Tam?
Why?
You're 700. Let me teach you something here. Say someone comes along who can control 30 skeleton down the shore from us, and all they have to do is unlock them real quick. We're sleeping. Here's 30 skeleton plus some other stuff.
That's a good point. All right. And I just start
You guys go through and just
mowing off heads.
bonk
The
these
second
skeletons.
Tam says okay, Lichen kind of gets a wicked smile and just starts
You just start
laying
smashing.
into him.
Tam is just like this is weeding to him. Just he quickly finds the most effective way and just does that.
You guys quickly mow down these skeletons until there is none left.
I got 21. How many did you get?
Well, if there's 30 and you got 21,
I think I got 21. I don't think I lost count. Some things are a competition.
that's fine. I got 9. You cut every head off. I cut every single ligament off.
Well, there's no ligaments, mate. It's bones.
They have to be attached by something, Tam.
It's magic, you idiot. Do you see any flesh?
But it has to be connected with something.
You have to-
So what were you doing with your knife then? Cutting between the skull
the
and
shin
vertebrae
bone's
that
connected to the
nothing's
leg
there
bone,
for?
which is connected to the hip bone.
Yes.
You know how the old Elvish song goes. We all know that song.
Yes.
Of course.
You guys head back to.
Them bones gonna walk around.
They might. Not these ones. No, sir, not anymore.
Oh, all the ligaments are gone.
And they've been smashed into little bits by 2 strong fellows. You guys head back down the beach and to the camp, where you see a sort of plume of smoke on the horizon. And you get back to camp, and there is a simmering pot of stew. Sel is sitting up, leaning up against a rock. She's kind of bandaged herself, and she looks to be in better spirits. Bergen is serving. He's found a couple bowls. He also has just one helmet that he is serving some of the stew in, and he passes it out. He says, "Welcome back. This is Velociraptor stew with I found some root vegetables at the edge of the jungle, and I've put some of that in the stew with a few spices as well. I hope you enjoy."
It wasn't alive though, right? And I elbow Lichen.
Well, I guess you could say that plants are technically alive, and so I'm not sure at what point plant death happens, but they are dead now.
Fair enough.
You guys eat this stew, and I think that is a good place to end our session tonight.
All right.
Sweet.
Much more pleasant outlook than last time.
Oh god,
We've
we need a long rest.
We've got stew and no spell slots. Well, that wraps it up for this episode. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another session. In the meantime, if you did enjoy this episode, give us a follow or even a review on whatever platform you are using to adventure along with us. That will help us grow, improve, and bring you new content. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Across the Glass Sea.